register to play our live interactive game shows. Call 800-537-GAME now. It's fast, it's fun, and it's free. You only need to register once to play forever on Game Show Network.
You're watching Game Show Network.
You're watching A Hero's Welcome on To Tell the Truth. Only on Game Show Network. Ladies and gentlemen, from New York City, Gary Moore.
Nice to have you with us, friends. Welcome to a special edition of To Tell the Truth. What you're looking at right now is a very rare animal from the Guinness Book of Records. This is the world's smallest hummingbird. And no, actually, what it is an American bald eagle. And it's a particularly fortunate one because it was found wounded in the woods, and our first contestant took it in, cared for it, and as you can now see, the bird is in splendid shape. I think we all know that the American bald eagle is on the endangered species, and unless somebody does something about it, we're just not going to have any more of them. Well, fortunately, our first contestant is doing something about it, and we will meet her as soon as we meet our panel here on To Tell the Truth.
Soupy Sales. Kitty Carlisle. Bill Cullen. And Peggy Cass.
I thought he was a stuffed. I didn't know he was real.
You thought he was stuffed?
I thought he was stuffed.
No, he's far from stuffed. What do you think? Chestnuts and that kind
Well,
of...
they said there was an eagle out here. I thought Roman Gabriel was out here.
I thought it was a crocheted owl myself.
No, he is a beautiful bird. He weighs about 13 pounds. Looks like he weighs more than that because he's got his feathers all fluffed out, which is a sign of
Man.
leave me alone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's mad.
It's like, bristles coming up on the back of an animal's neck. But in any event, let us meet our expert on eagles.
Number one, what is your name, please?
Oh, the poor little thing.
Now, wait a minute. Here comes the trainer. He'll get him back up on the thing there. He's not going to hurt himself. There we go. He's just not used to all these lights and all the people, so forth.
Baby.
Quiet down, Sonny. There we go. Now, let's start again, Bill.
Sure. Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Doris Mager.
Number two.
My name is Doris Mager.
Number three.
My name is Doris Mager.
And your task panel is to discover which one truly is Doris Mager, and here is her ornithological odyssey. She says, I, Doris Mager, am the only woman member of the Bald Eagle Nesting Survey. As such, I fly over 11 counties in my area, locating and monitoring eagle nests. Here you see two immature eagles almost ready for flight, sitting in the nest. This next picture is of a mature bald eagle, and it was found shot. I nursed him back to health. I am one of just 6 women in the country to hold a federal permit to care for injured eagles. It's no wonder I am known as the Eagle Lady. Signed, Doris Mager. And we'll be back to play the game as soon as our sponsors fly into your living room, dropping little messages here and there.
Home. And this is Amelia. I don't think anybody's ever really prepared to be a father. For me and my wife, it's been a whole new world. We share all the responsibilities. Amelia generates a lot of different kinds of stains. It's very important that I do the laundry as well as my wife. I found the Tide website. It's stuff that all parents need to know.
Tide with bleach gets out most of the tough stains Amelia gets into, better than any leading regular detergent, and it helps keep colors bright.
It helps when you know what you're doing. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide. I am a laundry PhD.
You put your heart into all you do, from the way you love to the things you choose.
Sears peanuts are hot roasted to bring out more fresh roasted peanut taste, more than any other leading creamy brand.
Moms like you choose Jif. Choose Jif.
Choosy moms choose Jif.
Attention homeowners. Coming your way now. Special savings on Sears durable chain link fencing. Help make your yard safe and secure while you enjoy special savings from Sears of 50% on selected chain link fence fabric with the installation of an exclusive Sears Armadillo 10 fence system. Call this number now for your free in-home estimate. Save 50% on selected lines of chain link fence fabric. Heavy-duty chain link fencing available in your choice of heights. This is a limited time offer, so be sure to call Sears today. Enjoy greater privacy and peace of mind. Have Sears install a chain link fence now. Get your free in-home estimate and get satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
For installed roofing, gutters, doors, and fencing, call this 800 number right now. Improving your life by improving your home.
100 people were surveyed, responses up on the board. What could the number one answer be? Ray Combs, your host, will make sure that you see when two families jump into action. Your eyes will always be glued, 'cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out on the Family Feud.
Don't miss Family Feud Challenge only on Game Show Network.
And for you bird lovers and you game lovers across the way, we have 3 ladies all claiming to be Doris Mager, Eagle Expert Extraordinaire. And let's start with our chief animal lover around here, Peggy Cass.
Thank you. And number 3, is the American bald eagle an endangered species?
Very definitely, yes, it is.
Well, thank you. Then number 3, why do you have that one in captivity?
Because that one was injured when he was very young and brought in to me to be healed back to health and an ability to go on, but we doubt that he will be, probably. He has a little respiratory problem and probably will have to be saved for educational purposes.
Thank you. Now, number 2, he didn't seem to have many tail feathers. Was that his accident, or is he just losing them because it's the season? Number 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was because when we put him on Jesse's, that the bird baited off the log, and this takes the tail feather, breaks the tail feathers.
Will he get new ones?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Number 1, why does he have a brown head when the other eagle in the picture had a white head, and bald eagles always have white heads?
He's an immature eagle, and it takes an eagle 4 to 5 years to mature, so you won't have a white head until he's mature.
Thank you. Now, number 2, what are the eagle's natural enemies?
Man.
But no other animal or bird.
And that takes us, please, down to Soupy.
Number 3, what is meant the term Jessies?
Jessies are those hobble-like leather ties that he had on his feet. And they're to keep him from baiting, in other words, going off the log and flying over in your lap.
Number 2, how many toes does the eagle have?
5.
5. Number 1, is it only in the mountain area they live? I mean, any of them living around New York? They don't want to get involved.
I thought he was stuck. He was in New York.
That's right.
The bald eagle can live anywhere in North America, from Alaska and all the way down to Mexico, but generally along the seacoast because they eat fish.
Number 2, Number 2, are you a veterinarian?
No, I'm not.
Well, number 3, how did you become so interested in eagles?
Well, it was sort of a strange thing. I just was asked to take care of a hawk one day to help, to bring it back, and I got fascinated by the idea and gradually got worked into it.
And please to Kitty Carlisle.
Thank you. Number 2, are you under the aegis of any park department? No, I'm not. Number 3, you do this on your own?
No, through the Florida Audubon Society.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Number 1, is it true that eagles have telescopic lenses in their eyes so they can see their prey from afar?
Well, they're supposed to have eyesight that is equal to 8 powers, or an 8-power telescope.
Thank you. Number 2, how big an animal could an eagle pick up in its talons and take away? A small rabbit, maybe?
Right.
Number 3, thank you. How much? 3 pounds?
About half its weight.
Number 3, is that why eagles are supposed to carry away tiny babies as well?
That is strictly an old wives' tale.
Why wouldn't he take a baby? He might mistake it for a rabbit, no?
Well, actually, in the wild, their natural food is fish. They are carrion eaters, so if there's a dead animal around, they will be seen eating it.
Thank you. Number one, what is the symbol of the United States? Which kind of an eagle?
It's the bald eagle. It's the American bald eagle.
Not the golden eagle?
No.
Oh, number two, where do you find golden eagles?
Golden eagles are mainly out west, but also down in Florida. They can be found also.
I see.
And Bill Cullen.
Number one, you said that eagles eat fish, and number three said that they are carrion eaters. Do they eat fish that they find dead on the beach?
Yes, but they can catch fish, too, in their talons.
Number two, can an eagle indeed catch fish?
Yes, they can.
Live fish, I mean?
Yes, they can.
Does the water have to be shallow, number two, in order for an eagle to catch fish for eating purposes?
Not necessarily.
Are all flying predators carrion eaters also, number two?
No.
For instance, the hawk. Is the hawk a carrion eater?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, all of them are carrion. They can be carrion eaters and prey on living things.
Number one, is the vulture and the eagle related? Are the vulture and the eagle related?
Well, yes, but they're different species.
But basically the same genre as number
Yes.
two, is number one. Is that correct?
Yes.
Number three, does the vulture ever capture live food?
Yes, it does.
And number three, what is the reason you give for this eagle not having the white crest?
Are you asking me?
Number three, yes.
I'm sorry. Because it is an immature bird, and they do not develop the white crest, the white tail, and the yellow beak and the yellow eye. That comes later, between 4.5 and 5 years.
And, gee, I hate to end this one. There's so much more I'd like to know. But, however, it's a tough team, and they're going to have to make up your mind over there. Is it number one? Or is it number two? Or is it number three? What we do is, to the group, we pay $50 for each wrong vote, $500 to the group in case of a total scoop. And, Peggy, you commence, please.
Well, boy, it really is hard because they're all very knowledgeable. Whoever briefed them good. But I think it's number two.
So, right smack dab in the middle with the two, and we're down there to Soupy Sales.
No, they really are. Whoever briefed them, really, they're just great. But I picked number one.
We have a 1 and a 2 and a Kitty Carlisle.
Well, one may be a registered nurse for all I know, but I sure think she cares for poor eagles.
And so you're giving one to her. Right, a pair of 1s and the 2. Here's Bill Cullen.
All the answers were sensational, but during the beginning, when they all came out and stood, number 2 was in the middle. She was closest to the eagle. And I figured she was the one that would take the chance of being close to him because he had a short Jessie, which was my Uncle Elmer's problem. But anyway, I voted for number 2 for that purpose.
Well, there we go, friends. We've got 2 2s and 2 1s, and the votes are in. Will the real Doris Megger please stand up? Ms. Megger! Good team over there. Let's get some of the particulars. Number 1, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is Sally Keith, and I'm a remedial reading teacher in New York City.
Oh, good. And number 3, you could have fooled me all the way. Tell me about yourself. What is your real name? What do you do?
My name is Connie McElhenney, and I'm president of McElhenney Properties Incorporated, which is a realtor's firm in Loudoun County, Virginia.
Well, nice to have you here. Ms. Megger, is the bald eagle extinct or becoming extinct because of predators, man in particular, or because of pesticides?
It really is becoming endangered, or it is endangered because of the habitat, the loss of habitat, and shooting. These are number 1 and number 2.
I see, but just loss of habitat is just that it's getting fewer and fewer uninhabited places.
Right.
Huh? Thank you, Ms. Megger. It's a joy to have you with us, and thank you, ladies, as well. Take care now. Well, Doris Megger is concerned with man's inhuman treatment of birds of prey, but our next guest was once very much concerned with man's inhumanity to man. Stick around. It's going to be interesting.
Wrinkles and puffiness under your eyes, I recommend sudden change under eye. Look, before sudden change and after. Sudden change under eye.
Exciting news for perm users. Pro Perm Shampoo has special perm extenders that add weeks to the life of your perm and leave your curls soft and manageable. Pro Perm Shampoo.
brittle nails that break and won't grow? Get Nutrinail. Short, brittle nails grow in just 5 to 7 days. Nutrinail. Short, brittle nails grow. Guaranteed.
Soon you'll be on your way. Soon another busy day. Before your morning starts anew, take a moment just for you.
Folgers crystals are made with mountain-grown beans for rich ground roast aroma that surrounds you.
As that aroma fills your cup, this moment lifts you up. The best part of waking up.
Folgers crystals.
Kept awake by snoring? And do you wake up with headaches, stiff neck, tense shoulders? Introducing the OmniFit 2000 orthopedic pillow, whose patented multi-layer design conforms to your head and neck as you move. And OmniFit's unique construction circulates excess body heat for added comfort. Ordinary pillows don't support your spine, and your neck can be contorted and twisted, so you wake up with headaches, muscle pains, and stiffness. Your breathing passages can be blocked too, forcing you to snore. Invented by a spine surgeon for his patients, the OmniFit 2000 is now available to solve your sleeping problems too.
I don't find the kinks and cramps in my neck in the mornings. I don't have to listen to him snore. I don't have the headaches or the neck pain I used to have, and it's great.
Order the OmniFit 2000 right now, and the doctor will also send you this special guide to relaxing your neck and shoulders from everyday stress.
To order your OmniFit 2000, call 1-800-532-1221. That's 1-800-532-1221. Or send $19.95 plus shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
Now let's meet an ex-prisoner of war.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Dennis Rowland.
Number 2.
My name is Dennis Rowland.
Number 3.
My name is Dennis Rowland.
Now, in case you were wondering why we played Colonel Bogey's March while these gentlemen marched down, I'm sure that you should know the music was the background for the motion picture Bridge Over the River Kwai. Now, what you may not know is that the movie was based on fact, and it is indeed a very real bridge. And I'd like you to listen to Dennis Rowland's real-life reminiscence. He says, I, Dennis Rowland, helped build the famous bridge over the River Kwai. During some of the darkest days of World War II, Allied prisoners of war were forced to build a railway link and bridge in Thailand. Thousands died from malnutrition, malaria, cholera, dysentery, beriberi, and outright brutality. Recently, I walked across the bridge over the River Kwai as part of a joint pilgrimage involving both the Japanese and their ex-prisoners. We were all trying to bury, once and for all, the hatreds and bitterness that accompanied the building of that infamous Death Railway. Signed, Dennis Rowland. And let's start the questioning with Bill Cullen, why not?
It's a great song. Number 2 to begin with, we were talking, who wrote that song?
It's an old British song. I don't know who wrote it, sir.
Okay. Number 2, I will stay with you. Recently, there were a group of Americans, and I think British, who traveled to Japan to celebrate or mark an anniversary of the bridge. Were you in that group?
Yes, sir, I was.
Now, number 3, a lot of the people in that group, as well as some who were not in the group, feel that they're still a little too angry to forgive and forget. Is that true?
That's correct.
There were people there who, although they walked across the bridge, each carrying their flag, the American and Japanese flag, people there don't think that was such hot shakes. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Number 1, which of these two sides were you on? Obviously, well, I'll let you answer.
I went there, Mr. Cullen, to try to reduce the air of animosity that was existing at that period, to try to let bygones be bygones.
Well, number 1, when you were there, did you ever think that you would ever say to anybody, I went there to try to induce animosity and let bygones be bygones?
No, frankly, I did not.
Were you...
We got a buzzer, and we're going to Peggy.
Number 3, how many people, not how many people showed up, but who showed up the most people? The Japanese, the British, or the Americans?
Primarily Japanese.
Thank you. Well, number 2, were the Japanese as bad as we were led to believe during the building of the bridge over the River Kwai?
I would say you'd have to be in the Oriental frame of mind to consider which is good and which is bad.
Well, I mean, they beat up on you, right?
They were Orientals.
Well, I go to a Chinese restaurant. I'm never in fear for my life. Boy, it would be hard for me, boy. Wow. Number one, wasn't there one American who refused to march over the bridge at all?
Yes, there was.
Where was he from?
He was from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Thank you. Number three, how long were you a prisoner of war?
A little over 3 years.
How many pounds did you lose while you were a prisoner of war?
Well, I lost half my weight. I was 160. I was 80 pounds.
I must say I have heard of Christian charity, but boy, you really are something else. Number two, what do you think was accomplished, really? Do you think that a state of forgiveness exists now, or did you just go there? I would have gotten burned up all over again. I mean, do you think this accomplished something?
Yes, I did. I accomplished the inner satisfaction of not holding any animosity towards my fellow former captains.
Thank you.
And that buzzer takes us, please, down to Soupy.
Yes. Number one, are you American?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Number two, how accurate was the movie?
About 50%.
Uh-huh. Number three, was it an English guy in charge of the men?
Yes, he was a lieutenant colonel.
Uh-huh. Number one, was it agreed upon that he was the head of the American and everybody else that were prisoners of war there?
That's correct. The Japanese elected the highest ranking officer in the camp.
Uh-huh. Number two, how many men were there at that camp?
Well, there were various camps. I was in one camp that held about 1,600.
Uh-huh. Number three, when they blew it up, did they rebuild it all over again or what?
It was never really blown up. There was some damage done by, later on in the war, there was some damage done by planes, but it was amended. There was no blow up at all. That was a fallacy.
That's kind of disillusioning, isn't it, if you saw the picture, but that's what happened. Let's go to Kitty.
Number three, did you feel that you forgave the Japanese because they were acting according to their Oriental lights?
Well, yes, because a lot of time has elapsed, but a very good friend of mine refused to walk across the bridge because of that.
And was he there with you?
Yes, he was.
He came all the way and then refused to walk?
Right.
Who was it?
His name was Milne. He was a friend of mine.
Uh-huh. And number two, was he there with you, too?
Yes, sir.
And was
yes,
he...
ma'am.
What happened to you in that bridge?
Are you sore because you forgot the salute?
Do you believe he was right not to have marched? Was he worse treated than you were?
Well, we all have our own philosophy, and I didn't try to influence him. He didn't try to influence me.
I see. Number one, did you pay your own way, all of you who went?
Yes, I did. I had to cash in several life insurance policies to go.
Did you? But you wanted to do it to lay those ghosts to rest.
I felt I had to do it.
Number three, are you married?
I have been. I'm not married.
Oh, because I wondered how your wife might have felt. I think I would have sided with Peggy, I'm afraid.
Well, in any event, the battle is over, the bell has rung, and the ballots must start. And they start with either 1 or 2 or 3. And Bill Cullen, if you've come to a decision, I'd like to know what it is.
Pretty hard for us to find out anything. They obviously all know more about that than we do. I voted for number 1 because, I don't know, the idea at the end where he said he had to cash in a couple of life insurance policies in order to go. I wouldn't have thought of that, so I voted for him.
All right, so we have a 1, and here comes Miss Cass.
Well, I really admire the gesture. I mean, I don't think I could bring myself to do it, but I admire it. But, you know, number 2 kind of smiled at me as though he was way beyond what I'm thinking, and I voted for 2.
All right, so we have a 1 and a 2 and Soupy.
Well, at first I thought it was number 2 because he's still wearing a crew cut. That probably was much easier in the service over there. But number 1, when he was very intent about doing the relationship and everything, and so I voted for him.
Pair of 1s and a 2 and a Kitty Carlisle.
Well, I think it's number 3, to tell you the truth. I really do. I think it's number 3. But I agree with Peggy. I admire the gesture. And number 2 seems like a very forthright fellow who just went because he wanted to lay those ghosts to rest. So I voted for him.
So you just said that you believe it's number 3, but you're voting for number 2.
That's right.
And that's the only explanation. I believe it's 3, but I'm voting for 2. Well, we'll accept that. And... all right, friends, the votes are all in. So at this moment, will the real Dennis Rowland please stand up? There you go. Thank you, Mr. Rowland. Now, if you'll be seated, sir, we'll find out from number 1 what his name is and what do you do, sir?
My name is Gene Bergen. I'm with the Virginia Flick Real Estate Agency in Glen Ridge, New Jersey.
And number 3, tell me about you, please.
My name is Joe Hansen, and I'm a liquor distributor in New York City.
Ah. Well, I want to tell you, I join in the group. I admire the extent of your ability to forgive. I would like to think I would be able to forgive that much. I have my doubts, but I'm proud to have met you, sir, and thank you very much for being here. Gentlemen.
International calling plans with one flat rate sound like a good idea at first, but try calling during the week.
Bonjour, je suis pas là. Laissez-moi un message. Merci.
Here's a plan that makes more sense. Introducing a great new rate from Sprint Sense International on weekends. 30 cents a minute to France, Germany, and Italy. Call now for this incredible rate to France all weekend.
You're home. It's a miracle.
No, it's a Saturday.
Get the same low 30-cent rate to Germany.
Hans, I have wonderful things to tell you.
And to Italy, too, all weekend long.
What are you doing, Nona?
Oh, caro mia.
It's Sunday. I'm making lasagna.
Plus, you'll get Sprint's famous dime-a-minute domestic rate. Call now and find out about Sprint's low rates to other countries, too. What a great idea. Incredible rates at convenient times for you and the people you call. 30 cents a minute to France, Germany, and Italy all weekend. Call now. 1-800-390-3798.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila with the Craftsman Auto Lock, the latest breakthrough from Sears Craftsman Tools. How's it going under there, Stan?
Well, Bob, I've been doing a lot better. I don't have to waste so much time adjusting these locking pliers.
Use these Craftsman Auto Lock locking pliers. They size themselves and lock tight with just one squeeze. Set the top jaw in place, squeeze the handles, and Auto Lock locks tight automatically. There's no screw adjustment for sizing, no on-again, off-again refitting. It's all done automatically. Hey, it looks like the whole family's discovered Auto Lock.
Yeah, it locks onto these rusted nuts and loosens them with one twist.
And remember, when you buy from Sears, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. So don't wait. Call now to order your Craftsman Auto Lock pliers.
Have your Sears card or the credit card ready and call 1-800-351-3900. That's 1-800-351-3900. Or send check or money order to the address on your screen. Call right now.
Once upon a time, there was an extremely excited contestant.
Am I breathing still? Tell me.
She answered questions from out of this world.
Mars?
And beat brilliant opponents, but was always defeated by the horrible devil.
Oh, no!
But like all fairy tales, this one too has a happy ending.
Joker, Joker, Joker!
The moral of this story is that everybody should watch Joker's Wild on Game Show Network, and we'll all live happily ever after.
You know, I'm very grateful that we have people like Mrs. Mager who does things like protecting our wildlife, but sometimes I think people can overdo. I know in Maine, in the place where I live in the summertime, it's a lady up there, she really just loves animals. She spent whole summer sitting around crocheting tiny toupees for bald eagles.
When we have her on?
Well, we'll get her on next, right after the other one we had another woman up there, and she spent a whole summer with hummingbirds, teaching them the lyrics so that they wouldn't have to go around humming all the time. You know, and it can get kind of out of hand, but we'll see next time around.
In addition to the cash awards, our first team of challenges will receive Sarah Coventry, the exclusive fashion jewelry that you can buy from a friend. Sarah Coventry, the jewelry with know-how. Our second team will receive Turtle Wax, the world's largest selling liquid car wax. Cleans, polishes, protects in one easy operation. Turtle Wax with the hard shell finish. This is Bill Wendell speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
You're watching Game Show Network.